And you're welcome back. Every market day, about 500 pupils in the Oti region put their education on hold temporarily to embark on a journey that combines lessons in perseverance and also the pursuit of dreams. This is the story that sheds the light on the determination and resilience of young students in Ghana. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin takes us to Dambai, where the remarkable journey of the pupils began.
We are here in the bustling town of Dambai, in the heart of the Oti region, where the local market serves as a backdrop for an extraordinary story of ambition and sacrifice. It is early morning and the air is filled with anticipation as young students, some as young as 10 years old, prepare for their unique daily journey. These eager faces belong to peoples who leave their textbooks behind and instead pick up tubers of yam and other goods. Their mission is to raise money for their educational needs.
Lakeside. My name is Joe Tumwa and I'm a student at Lakeside School. Currently, I'm in class 6. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend school due to a torn uniform. I informed my father about the situation, but he explained that he doesn't have the financial means to provide a new uniform at the moment. Additionally, my mother has traveled. However, I am determined to return to school as soon as I am able to acquire a new uniform.
Today is Monday, and one would expect that these children will be in school. Unfortunately, some of them are here to make money.
Your family, yes.
I am Yesuto. I carry yams on my head to earn some money because we were asked to buy books. Carrying the yams has a physical impact on me.
And how?
Yesuto Kojo is not alone. Hundreds of others share the same goal.
Since
the reopening of schools, I haven't had any exercise books for my studies. To address this, I've been working in the market, carrying yams to help my sister raise money to buy books for me. I earn 7 Ghana cedis for carrying 100 tubers of yams. My parents live in the village, and when we ask them for money, they are unable to provide it. My sister also takes on various jobs in the market, and we pool our earnings to buy my books. I am currently in class 6. I require both exercise books and notebooks. Specifically, I need 18 exercise books. Each pack of exercise books costs 60 cedis.
Exercise book no see packet in the sister Ghana. And a notebook no bakupe is 8 cedi and I be 10 cedi. It's minimum notebook minimum 5 minimum say about 5.
Here is a local teacher, Isaac Baba.
Most of the time, being a teacher and then being in a classroom on Mondays, you wouldn't see most of these guys in school. Most of them come to look for what they will get as the daily meal for the week.
My name is Bridget Ado. It is not a duty of the child to feed the home or to bring something on the table. But in some cases, you can't help it. In some cases, you can't help it. But what needs to be done is the mothers need to let them go and close and come in the afternoon to come and help.
At the vibrant Dambai market, these children enter a world of barter, negotiation, and hard-earned income. They work tirelessly until late afternoon when they begin their journey back home.
My name is Siafra. Those of us residing in Dambai are experiencing a state of poverty. Many of the children in our community are self-reliant as they are compelled to seek small opportunities in order to support themselves financially.
I
am known as Sofo Abdurrahman. The reality is that a number of children you observe in the market are actually orphans, and as a result, they must work in order to provide for their own needs.
Despite this routine, these children remain committed to their studies.
I need to earn some money to cover the cost of the textbooks that were sold to us at school. The books are priced at 30 cedis. While my father is at home, my mother is currently at the market. Whenever I request money to purchase my school supplies, my parents accuse me of simply wanting money to spend.
It is clear that these children are willing to go to greater lengths to secure their education and chase their dreams, but it raises questions about access to quality education and the support system available to them.
In our municipality, you have some major towns which have markets on working days.
Al-Hassan Zulkiful Osman is the leader to all circuit supervisors in the Karachi East municipality.
We have traced the causes. One major cause is parental irresponsibility. Some parents think that the children are those who must help them to do their buying and selling in the markets. You see a young child of about 6-7 years carrying things to go and sell.
The municipality has 4 market days and about 500 children miss school every market day.
You have Injari, Thursday, you have Dambai, a major town, is Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. You have Airam Thursday, Askoko Thursday, Paripari Friday. All these days, you go to the towns there and children of school-going age they are in the markets selling. Some of them doing some odd jobs in the markets. Close to about 500 children can be found in the market. Some sewing to get something. They have to go and sew sacks. Some they have to go and carry yam. Some parents give them things to go and sell, and a host of things they do in the market.
Al-Hassan also mentions another challenge.
The cry of poverty is what is they say is the reason why they do that. Parents bring children from those areas to town to come and have education, but when they bring them here, where do they stay? So they end up now nobody to supervise them, and sometimes getting food to eat becomes a problem. So they have to go and do those things to fend for themselves.
Razak Benedicta Sakina is a girl child education coordinator at Mepekope MA Basic School. She says the situation of children fending for themselves is alarming.
In my school, it's very, very alarming. You know, my community is a fishing community, and so usually on Mondays, parents take their wards to the market to go and help them sell, especially their fish. And another problem is that most of these students fend for themselves, and so they would have to go to the market.
Sakina paints a picture of how the situation is in her school.
Market days, from Form 1 to Form 3, we have about half of the school not coming to school on market days. You just go to the classroom and then you realize few students in the classroom sitting to learn. Yeah, that is the situation, how serious the situation is in my school.
She touches on teenage pregnancy.
Yes, talking about teenage pregnancy, for some years back it was very alarming, because after these girls go to sell, sometimes they visit boys and stuff. And for some years, I think 3 years back, it was alarming. But with education and then speaking to parents and all that, I think it is reducing drastically.
For now, I can't give a specific figure, but a lot of dropouts as a result of this market. If these children continue to go to the market, dropouts will continue. These children end up becoming a burden to the society.
As these children continue their incredible journey, they remind the public of the enduring power of education. Their dedication and resilience are testament to the potential that exists within every child. It is the collective responsibility of stakeholders to ensure that they receive the support they need to strive both in and out of the classroom. Al-Hassan says separate meetings, discussions and sensitizations have been held, but the resultant effect is yet to be felt.
A lot of education. Mondays, we go to the radio station, we buy airtime, we talk and talk and talk and talk. So it's a serious situation, and we are, anyway, we will not throw our hands in despair. We'll still be finding a way of trying to get them out of market. We have tried that in 2015 to go to the market, get them and get their parents, and find a way of resolving that issue. So we arrested the children in the market and announced for their parents to come. Their parents came. Their parents even ran away and they didn't come close at all. And at the end, feeding these children and became a problem, so we had to release them.
The inspiring story from Dambai serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges many children face in their pursuit of education and the incredible determination that drives them forward. They hope their efforts will inspire positive change and a brighter future for all. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.
Okay, so let's hear now from Dr. Peter Anti, Executive Director for the Institute of Education Studies, who's joining us now. And Doc, I must say that it might be an Oti region problem, but of course, this worrying story. What kind of solutions are you proposing now for us to deal with this issue, which is also being, admitted some way or somehow that it is a national problem, because we have similar situations happening across the country?
Yeah, thank you very much. And it's quite unfortunate watching this documentary. But as I always say, it's good that we bring all these things out for the policymakers and other stakeholders to really understand what is happening in some of our other places that we are not throwing light on. I think the first thing we need to do is to admit that this challenge is both parental and an assistance failure. It's parental because under normal circumstances, parents are supposed to take care of their wards. And I've said that in this country, if a parent refuses to do what he's supposed to do, the system can take him up or her up and then force him or her to undertake that particular activity of taking care of the child. So it is important that we look at it, we tackle it from that parental perspective, by continuous education and engagement with the people using the various authorities that we have within that particular jurisdiction. So that is one thing that we can look at. Another thing that we have to look at is it is systemic because the system that we have created is supposed to ensure that the child going to school enjoys free, basic, compulsory, universal education. Now, if that is what it's supposed to be, then why would the child find himself or herself in the market selling to be able to get money and buy certain things that will enable him enjoy education? So that is the problem. We talk about some of these policies on paper, we tout them when we meet the media, but when you go to the ground, it's a different story. And that is why sometimes when we hear the authorities talking and touting the transformative agenda, and we, those who are on the field, we know what is happening, it becomes a little bit difficult for us to accept. And we ask ourselves, are these people really on the ground, and they know, are they aware of what is really happening on the ground? Because these are kids, they are supposed to be in the school. By the government policy, the textbooks and the exercise books are supposed to be given to them by the government, and it's for free. But these kids do not have them. They don't get them. So in order for them to get them, they have to leave the classroom, go and trade something, and then the money that they get, they told you they are going to use it to buy textbooks and then buy exercise books. So where lies the policy that ensures that these kids are given the needed resources? And that's what I'm saying, that is systemic.
Yeah, and you talk about parental care, at least. That could go a long way to complement what you say government is failing to do.
Hello, can you hear me?
I was just talking about the aspect of parental care and pointing out that could go a long way to complement what government should be doing.
Exactly, and that is why some of us we've said that you cannot take the parent out of the educational communication of the child. I mean, when talking about the issues of education, you cannot take the parents out of it. But we know how some of government policies have been communicated to parents, and at a point in time, parents felt that they have no responsibility towards their wards. But that should not be the case. Parents should be responsible. They brought these kids to the earth, and they owe them the duty to ensure that they get the basic necessities of life, and one of them is quality education. So I think one of the things I've said already should be a continuous effort. I heard the gentleman saying that they go to radios and speak to the parents about that. I'm working on a project in the Central Region where we have identified the parents. We're doing a study. So for the past 2 years, we are engaging parents to ensure that they show interest in their wards study. Next year, we'll...
Dr. Auntie? Okay. It appears we're having some challenge there. Apologies, Doc. I lost you briefly when you were just landing on the point about the project you're running in the Central Region.
Next year, we'll do an online study to see whether our intervention worked in terms of how we are engaging the parents and their interest in showing their ability to now show interest in the education of their ward. If that works, then it's something that we can also put out and ensure that other communities pick this up. But this is very typical of the coastal communities. The interest of parents in the education of the ward is sometimes or mostly down when you need concerted efforts.
Okay, I see. But point well noted. Dr. Peter Anti is the Executive Director for the Institute for Education that is showing us here on the polls. We move on now, but stay within the Ashanti region because the Ghana Fire Service has established the March 2023 inferno that swept through the new KGTR market in Kumasi resulted from cooking at a market. According to the Regional Fire Public Relations Officer, investigations conducted over the incident revealed a the fact that traders were cooking in a nearby shop which hit a material and of course touched one of the floors at the market. The incident is one of the 916 fire cases recorded in the region from January to December 10, 2023, which killed 9 people. Emmanuel Bright Kuku takes a look at the story.
On March 15, 2023, a section of the Kejita market was torched by an inferno, leaving many victims distressed. Properties and wares running into millions of cedis were destroyed by the fire. 9 months after the incident, the Regional Fire Service says the fire incident was instigated by cooking at the market. DO3 Peter Day is the Ashanti Regional Public Relations Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service.
When you look at the Kejita market, are you done with investigations?
We are.
You're done with investigations. Can you share with us your findings?
So, from the reports that I've seen, I understand someone was cooking within the market and that led to the fire. The modern markets have put in place the necessary structures to prevent traders from cooking within their individual shops. Even this year, I think somewhere in November, we had somebody trying to heat water.
Which
with
one?
This old heater. It nearly led to fire.
Another fire?
It nearly led to fire, yes.
The fire incident is one of the over 900 cases recorded in the region from the beginning of the year to December 10, 2023. The figure represents a 13.42% reduction on the number of cases recorded under the same period in 2022. 9 fatalities were recorded from these cases, although a reduction from the 15 lives lost in 2022. Peter Adair says the estimated cost of damaged property also shot up astronomically in the year, although a significant cost of salvaging properties was made.
As much as we're excited about the fact that we've reduced the numbers when it comes to fires for the year 2023, per the data we have, the estimated property damage cost has gone up.
In 2023, it went up to 226 million 701,206.
What kind of
this has gone up? This fire, the KGTR fire, contributed so much to the figure. The cost of salvage or salvaged items has also gone really high. It's moved from 34,231,245 to 370,050,480 cedis.
By far, 6 fire incidents have been recorded during the Christmas season in the region. The figure represents a reduction on the numbers recorded for the same period last year. That's about 10 of them. Well, with the Hamilton setting in, the Ghana National Fire Service is admonishing the public to take precaution during the season. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Creek.
Well, in the wake of the recent fires, the Ghana Fire Service has been sharing some tips on how to stay safe, particularly during the festive season. Joining us is Suchi Abochi spoke with Assistant Divisional Officer Alex Kinati.
There are 3 components of fires: heat, fuel, and oxygen.
Right.
Oxygen is all around us. Fuel is some of the oil that leak from the car, and then the heat already coming from the car comes together, making the 3 elements complete and then starting a fire.
Right.
So it's important to always look out for leakages in your car, and if you see leakages, try and have it sorted out before it gets out of hand.
And keep a fire extinguisher in your car.
Keep a fire, that's the most important thing.
I know the things.
Thank you very much. You see, and you see, the funny thing is that people think that when you come, you just have to come and pour water on it. See, we don't fight every fire with water just like that.
What kind of fires do you fight with water, and which ones don't you fight with water?
So we don't fight electrical fires with water, or we don't fight fires that involve oils, or liquefied petroleum gases with water. A classic example is this unfortunate incident that happened at Circle, where people lost their lives. You realize that on that day it was raining. It was raining so bad. So if water...
The Vienna incident, yeah.
If water could quench every fire, why did we have that disaster on that day? Because then the fire service wouldn't even have had to come there because there was so much water there.
Yeah.
So that should let people understand. Even if you're frying your own plantain at home, and then you dip your plantain in water, and then you put it in the oil, you see the ch that you get. So imagine the ch.
Right. Okay.
Literally.
Please continue from the chi and tell us all the other things that we should look out for in the domestic setting. Okay.
So then when you do that, realize that. So imagine if it's a big fire with so many oil, and you just go and pour water on it. You can imagine the kind of feedback that you get from that. So that is how we don't fight just every fire. So if we get to a place and realize that the fire has to do with electricals, then we call on ECG to cut power supply to the area before we're able to apply water on the fire.
All right.
So when our men get there, we've called on ECG to cut power supply, and there's a delay, then they'll draw conclusions that we've come without water. Because at the end of the day, we came to service the good people of Ghana, but not to die. So if there's
our lives are also
very important. If we get there and there's electricity power, you realize that even if you have a little water in your hand and you get close to an electrical appliance, you see the shock that you get. So imagine if it's an electrical fire and you go and pour water on it, you end up even killing people around you. So people should understand the way we work and appreciate it.
Your 5 top key fire safety tips for the home.
For the home.
Yes.
1, keep your gas cylinders at home, outside and not inside the kitchen.
Right.
In that case, if there's any leakage from the gas cylinder, the thread dissipates into the air and reduces the risk of fires coming inside. Also, when you fill your gas, please do not, when you fill your gas and you come home, please do not immediately connect. You can connect it, but do not immediately engage the gas and start cooking.
Why
Wait
is that?
till you see, gas expands. So once you know it's been in the car moving up and down, it's been expanding. You need to let it settle so that it can, it can reduce any risk. So that's one thing. Also, people should learn to put off their appliances at home.
That's 3.
Yes, that's 3. Occasionally, run your hoses, your gas tube through soapy water. Engage the gas tube and then close the lid and then run it through soapy water. So once you look out for bubbles. If you see bubbles coming out, then you know that there's leakage in your gas cylinders.
Okay.
Also, people should avoid burning. At first, we used to say indiscriminate burning, but if you can avoid burning altogether, that would be the best, because fires carry embers. So you realize that when you are burning, the embers keep flying into the air. Because of the Harmattan season, there's dryness or lack of moisture in the environment. So the fire might not start in your house, but then the embers might fall on a combustible material somewhere. To take its time to smolder, and when people are not around, then the fire becomes so light. The 5th one, the most important, please get a fire extinguisher at home. People prioritize, as I said, their security more than their safety. So people have a lot of burglar proofs and a lot of padlocks, and even have security cameras at home, but wouldn't have a single fire extinguisher at home.